Hey guys, it's Crystal and welcome to my first IGTV on this page, my new Insta page. You know, I have a personal account. If you don't even know who I am, you can go follow that. It's at the Life of Chrissy. It'll probably be right here. You can check my bio, but I'm so excited for this. If you guys are following me from my other account, thanks. Hey, I'm sorry, I have paint on this and it's really triggering me because I'm never gonna be able to wear this outside of the house again, but not that anyone cares. Okay, basically the point, just to give like a mini kind of introduction to this page and what content I'm gonna be sharing on it. I have always wanted to be a little more vocal about the issues that I'm passionate about. So for me, I'm really big on mental health awareness, social issues. I love to have a good time, so I'm also just like a really creative person, I like to think. And so I figured, why not, like during this time, have like a little outlet for myself to just kind of share my ideas, and if I can help someone in the process or make someone feel less alone or entertain you in some way, like why not, right? So that's basically the point of this page, is really just connect with other people and create a space where we can have open and validating discussions on things that we're going through, like a kind of like your little millennial therapist. You know, there's actually a page called that. I follow them. They're really good. Anyway, so today's video is going to be on how to deal with anxiety as we self-isolate. I feel like we're all kind of shaken to our core with this entire situation, and it's just this huge shift that I feel like, although right now we're kind of getting, you know, used to this lifestyle, it's still very new in a sense. And I feel like anxiety, or I don't want to just say if you have anxiety, like the actual mental illness, like you've been diagnosed, but I mean like if you just are experiencing like anxious feelings during this time, and you don't even know exactly what it is to be anxious, or you're just now discovering what it means to be anxious, or discovering that you have anxiety. I kind of wanted to create a video that provides like a few mechanisms that I use to cope with mine, and like how I've been managing my time and managing my mental health during this pandemic. So if you guys are interested in this, keep watching, and if you like it, please let me know, like in the comments or message me or something. I just want to know that, you know, you enjoyed it, or if you have any suggestions for other things you'd like to see, or I just would love feedback. So if you want, you don't have to, but okay, let's start. Okay, when this whole thing started, I wasn't too freaked out about it. It didn't feel like the apocalypse to me. I'm kind of a homebody sometimes, but at the same time, like I did feel like there's just this huge change in my, obviously as everyone is experiencing, this huge shift in your daily routine, and not really having any structure, or not really having plans, are kind of being set aside or pushed back, or we're not even sure if they're going to come true. Manifestations you had, it's just kind of placed on the back burner right now because you don't know what the next step is, right? So a way that I kind of coped with that initial feeling of anxiety was I started by making a list of goals for my week. It goes hand in hand with my next tool, I guess, or my next position, my next point, which is setting a routine. So I'm just gonna, this is a 2-in-1, okay? So basically, as far as making a list of goals for the week, I feel like if you're someone who isn't really motivated at home, what I did was I would make a list of goals for the week, and what I found to be the most important thing in this step was just making sure that my goals were realistic. So if I had, and I'm using school and work as an example in this just because I feel like it's pretty relevant to most people, if I had like a paper due like in a week, you know, I would take the time out each day, like I'd schedule it, you know what I mean, and say like, okay, today at 6 p.m. I'm gonna write a paragraph of this paper, or I'm gonna outline this paper, and then I would break these things down so I would accomplish my goals by the end of the week. So also, if you're a procrastinator like myself, setting daily goals is your best bet. So it's a thing of, I have a planner, and I'm gonna show you guys my planner. This is 2020. This was supposed to be, you know, the year of all good things, and now it's just not, but it's okay. Anyway, bought this planner at the beginning of the year, and basically everyone knows what a planner looks like, so I don't feel like I need to show you guys. But essentially, I'm someone that I like to plan ahead, so I'll plan like weeks in advance for things. And I kind of realized I find myself overwhelmed because instead of focusing on the task that I had for like a particular day, I would focus on what I needed to get done like a week or two in advance. And you don't want to do that, because then you're neglecting what you needed to get done today, or you're thinking about everything you need to get done, and then you're overwhelming yourself. And because you're at home, you already feel like you're in this space where like you're meant to be super lax and chill, but at the same time you're still like in work or at school. And so now you're feeling conflicted, probably because it's like, I'm in this environment but I have to get all of this stuff done. Now I need to like amp it up, and I need to get as much done as possible because I don't want to be a bum, I don't want to be lazy. I want to get as many things accomplished as I can, because you feel this pressure, like you're at home, like what else is there to do at home? So you kind of overdo it, and then you stress yourself out even more. And then once you set these unrealistic goals and you don't accomplish them, you feel worse. Okay, so my point is, set daily goals. Okay, so like even like the night before, write what you want to get done for the next day. And also, now taking goals and like accomplishments out of the context of strictly work and school, little things that are considered like your day-to-day like average tasks, like feeding yourself, like I don't know, like cooking a meal, cleaning the kitchen, like cleaning your room, reading a book, like those are all also goals to put in your day-to-day schedule, in your planner. Why? Because it's so important, not only during this time to like get, you know, what you need to get done, but also to give yourself lax time. And also understanding that those little things, like cooking yourself a meal, or reading that, or starting that book you've been wanting to start that's been in your room for forever but you just haven't gotten around to starting, those not only are like nice little creative outlets or like stress relieving tasks, but they also like, they make you feel better, because it's not a matter of the quality of what you're doing, it's a matter of the fact that you're doing something that's providing you with that relief. Okay, so definitely set daily tasks, realistic ones, daily goals, realistic ones, and try to stick to it. Okay, it's okay if you don't, because we're still all adjusting, and if you don't get everything done in a day, don't beat yourself up about it. It's okay. Making sure to incorporate fun activities so into your day, or at least, you know, into like the end of your week. You know, I think it's always good, and I'm someone that like, I'm big on mental health, I'm big on physical wellness, I'm big on indulging. I shouldn't say indulging. I have a very indulgent personality. Like, I'm someone that like, I'm very extreme. It's either I'm super into it or I'm not. I'll either overdo it or not entertain it at all. But I'm trying to find balance during this time, so bear with me. But I'm someone that like, if I'm gonna spend all day doing shit that bores me, like if I have like a project for work, or I'm writing essays or whatever, like all day, I feel mentally or like emotionally drained from that. It's so weird. And I think that's really just because I'm putting in all this time and all of this energy into something I'm not passionate about. So then at the end of the day, I'm like in a funk, because I'm like, I feel like I wasted a day. I think incorporating something fun, something you genuinely enjoy into your day, really will add to it. It's like a reward for accomplishing what you wanted to accomplish. And even if you didn't accomplish every single thing you wanted to accomplish, still do that fun activity. Why? Because you deserve to relieve yourself of your stress. You deserve to relieve yourself of whatever negative emotion you're feeling, right? So some suggestions that I like to do: I like to paint. I got a paint set from Walmart. It was like 10 bucks, and I bought a bunch of boards and brushes. I watch, you know, documentaries and stuff on Netflix, start some shows, call your friends, cook, you know, focus on like my skincare, just little things like that. Anything that just kind of boost your energy, whatever makes you feel at peace. You can meditate, you can work out, you can do yoga. Treat yourself, because this is a stressful time and you're at home, so why not? You know what I mean? Like, go freaking freaking, you know, give yourself a little like at home like spa day or like spa night, you know, like burn some incense, go crazy online shopping, be smart, you know, don't go crazy, don't be nuts, but you know what I mean, just enjoy yourself. I love that I wrote this, okay, because this is probably like my favorite point. Listen to music, make a quar or a self-isolation playlist, and also listen to podcasts. So the first half, I feel like, and I have a whole spiel on this, before this time, right, you guys probably listen to music every single day. It's such an intricate part of your life that like it doesn't even register the fact that we actively like take out our phones to turn on music. Like when we were like walking to school or taking the train or whatever, you're listening to music, and I feel like that added so much to your day. And that was like kind of, and for most people it's like your stress reliever, because when you get on the train and you're sitting there, you're just listening to music and you go off into another world, or you know, you don't have to think, you're just listening to the music, you're in your own like kind of peaceful space, right? And when quarantine started, I wasn't enjoying anything I was doing, and I kept feeling like something was missing. I set up a whole routine and everything, but I didn't feel any better. And it was probably because one of the biggest parts of my day would be listening to music. Clean out your music library, add new songs, like create a playlist for this time, create a summer playlist, create a love song playlist, a heartbreak playlist, a get lit with me playlist, like, you know, playlist to your heart's desire. But it really adds to your day, and I think it is such a huge energy booster. So I really recommend doing it. I'm sure people are, but you know what I mean, like if you haven't, if you've been so focused and on getting like these goals accomplished that you haven't even given yourself downtime, like during your downtime, bump some music. Okay, next, starting a project. So as far as starting a project, it could be anything, right? So I feel like there's a spectrum to everything. So it's not like I'm saying go and like start a YouTube channel. Granted, why not, right? But I'm not saying like go and start a YouTube channel, go and like start a business type shit, because if you're still working and you're still at school, like working towards other things, those are probably already stressful. But work on a personal project. So I know like one of my friends, she deals with issues with her skin, so she's been like trying to like, she's been buying a lot of stuff to like help with her skin and stuff like that. Do that. One of my best friends, she like deals with like damaged hair, she dyes her hair a lot. She's been working on like nourishing it and getting it back to a healthy state. And so little things like that, like those are projects, you know what I mean? Things that you want to improve, things that you've always wanted to do but you've either never really had the time to or would make an excuse to do. Now is the time to do it. So lately I've just been like working out more, trying to eat cleaner, and actually like taking the time to like listen to myself, and like taking the time to journal, or taking the time to kind of better understand myself and plan for my future and things like that. It's very subjective what these projects are. Like if you have a goal of, oh, I want to write more, I want to write in my journal every day, or oh, I want to write a novel, now's the time, you know? So take your time and do those things, and be mindful of the energy you're putting into it, and make sure that you're enjoying it the whole time that you're doing it. That's why it's a personal project, okay? It's not something that's supposed to generate stress or anxiety. It's supposed to alleviate you. So the sun went down, so this bright ass lamp is gonna be in my face for the rest of the video. So, excuse me. Ew. That's not cute. All right, don't feel obligated to talk to people just because you're home. Taking time to yourself. Wait, let me read what I said. Okay, taking time to yourself doesn't have anything to do with your location. It has to do with the action of actually spending time with you, doing whatever you want for you. You're not a bad friend for not reaching out every day or answering calls. You are allowed to have your peace and enjoy it too. Okay, so I feel like that was like, I really like this point, because I feel like during this time it's so natural for us to try to reach out to people, socialize more, and kind of get that little taste. Mom, are you okay? As it provides us a little taste of normalcy. Sometimes it gets to a point where you have to know like how to set your boundaries, okay? Because it's like, yes, you're home. And here's another thing, like I feel like people think that because you're home you have all the free time in the world, ignoring the fact that you have school, ignoring the fact that you have work, and like ignoring the fact that you have like maybe your own goals that you're looking to accomplish. And I feel like people think like, oh, you're home so you could do more work, you could do an excess of all these other things, so that means you can talk to me more now because you're home and you're probably not doing anything. And I feel like people have been like really like crossing those boundaries, and I think it's really important that during this time you set them and let them know like, oh hey, like yeah, like we can talk, I'm gonna call you at 6 because I have to finish this paper, or hey, can we talk tomorrow because tonight I just kind of want to like be alone, or I just want to watch a movie and go to bed. Like it's okay to set those boundaries and be completely honest about them. Or if you don't want to be honest about it, you could just be like, I'm busy, or just not respond, because it's really a thing of letting people know like, my time is valuable, I love you, I love talking to you, but I also need time with myself too. And it's so important to take that time to yourself, to like light a candle, just lay in bed, listen to music, and to just kind of come to peace with whatever thoughts you've been having, or just to find a peace of mind. If they respect you and love you, then they shouldn't have a problem adhering to your boundaries, right? And I feel like there's something so peaceful about nature, about being out in the fresh air and feeling the sun on your skin and feeling the wind blow through your hair. Like it really is a peaceful experience. And I think that as far as anxiety goes, like anything that can distract you from what you're feeling, especially like something that would benefit you, like in general, like going outside, getting your vitamin D, like indulge in it. It helps you find your peace of mind. It makes you feel sane, and it gives you a little taste of normal life again. The last part would be, okay, this 2-step process includes journaling as the first. So honestly, like I think I said this earlier, but having something tangible, like making your thoughts tangible, is in my opinion one of the best ways to cope with whatever fears or thoughts you have, any stressful feelings or anxieties you're having. Because when you're in your head so much, you're probably overthinking, you're probably overanalyzing something, you're probably having a lot of these irrational thoughts and fears, or they can be completely rational and you're genuinely really scared about it. And writing it down really helps you put things into perspective, and it helps you break down what you're saying, and you're focusing on one thought at a time, and then you're kind of doing like this little outline of like, okay, but like when you write, I feel like you try to interpret like what it is that you're saying. And a lot of times when you like go back and reread what you wrote, you kind of try to make sense of it, and then it doesn't seem as scary because now it's like on paper and you're just kind of like, okay, I formulated it, I made a point, what am I saying in this piece? And even if like what you're writing doesn't make any type of sense, that's okay too, because you're just getting it out on paper. So it's like it literally feels like you're taking it out of your mind and putting it somewhere else. And even if it doesn't provide you with long-term peace, it provides you with temporary peace. And I think that like continuing to do that consistently, like journaling on a daily basis or like multiple times a day, whenever you're feeling something, whatever thought you're having, like that's such a beautiful thing too, because you're documenting your journey as well. So even if you want to do like little like video journal diaries, I think that'd be really cool. Obviously like the thoughts are going to come back sometimes, but having like a coping mechanism like that is really beneficial. So I highly recommend journaling. I have one, it's really old, but I journal a lot. So the next process would be like reframing it. So once you read your thoughts, and if they're negative, you say the opposite. And so say like I'm feeling really anxious and I'm like, I'm so scared that I'm not going to get into grad school, or I'm scared that I'm not going to find another job. Okay, reframe that and make it a manifestation. Okay, so say I will get another job, everything will be okay, I am beautiful, I am worthy, this will happen. You have to manifest it. You're manifesting not only like when you say things like I'm beautiful, you're not manifesting like I will be beautiful. You're manifesting the belief, okay? Like you're like, I will believe this. Like I'm telling myself this, and the more you tell yourself this, you will believe it. And the same thing goes for like external things, like finding a job, getting into a school or whatever, you know, pursuing whatever you're doing. Like I will accomplish this goal. It all starts up here. Once you have that mentality and that perspective, and you're constantly telling yourself this, it becomes like a practice, and it really does work. It will come true. You will be more motivated to make it happen, and it will happen, you know. Like for example, a lot of times when I'm really anxious or I have an attack, I sit down or I look in the mirror and I sit there for like 10 minutes and I keep repeating the same thing to myself. You will be okay. Everything will be okay. This is temporary. This is temporary. And I say that to myself a lot. And eventually, even if I don't believe the words, eventually I notice like my heartbeat slows down. My head isn't hurting as bad, because all I'm focusing on is the words I'm saying, and just me telling myself, just say these words, just say these words. Now it's giving me something. I'm less focused on what was going on up here, and I'm slowing down. I'm slowing down my thought process. My bodily responses are slowing down. So I just think like that's a really good thing to do, is reframing your thoughts, and like having, you know, making a list of manifestations, daily manifestations that I feel like will really help you like with your, you know, anxiety. It would really help put you in a sort of more positive mindset, okay? And then the last point in this video, because I feel like it's a little long, hopefully I can like cut this down to 10 minutes, would be romanticize your life, okay? So I'm gonna read what I wrote for this. Fall in love with your everyday life, okay? So your everyday routines, your everyday rituals. Remain grateful. I found this quote that says you have to romanticize your life, and you have to find beauty in the little things. Listen to music when you make your coffee. Admire the way the sun hits the trees. Find beauty in you and the people around you. Remind yourself that this is a temporary thing. Live in the moment. Okay, so the point of that really is to say, I feel like even like prior to this pandemic, people have such a tendency of looking into the past, or I mean, yeah, looking back at the past, like reminiscing and like obsessing over it, and then obsessing over the future and not living in the moment, right? And that's because you feel like you're present when life is happening. You feel like this is ordinary. You feel like this isn't where you want to be, and so you're so focused on where you want to be that you're missing the entire journey, and you're missing the entire process and all of the lessons you could be learning. Because why? There's a reason that we obsess over the past. We obsess over the past because now in the present we have learned something from the past. So now we're going back, and we're constantly trying to analyze it and try to see what other meanings or what other lessons we've learned, or what experiences have provided us with those lessons and those things that we've internalized that contribute to who we are today, right? And so I feel like if you decide to actually stop obsessing over the future, because it's uncertain for everyone, okay? It's like you're not alone in that. Everyone's terrified. Stop obsessing over that for a minute. Stop thinking about what you coulda, shoulda, woulda done. And you sit here and you live in this moment, and you acknowledge the fact that maybe my life is a little ordinary, and maybe, you know, this isn't exactly what I want for myself at this moment. That's okay. You have to find beauty in it. I feel like humans, and I don't mean to get super philosophical, but I feel like we have this tendency to get so freaking we're constantly seeking fulfillment, right? We're constantly seeking fulfillment in our love lives, in our careers, in our education. We're everything that we do, we're trying to find a purpose. I feel like if you sit in this moment and you allow yourself to acknowledge everything that's going on with you, with your family, with your friends, with the little things in your life, the things that you would regularly ignore because you're so busy focusing on the past and the future, you will see how beautiful the present is right now. Because you will not only acknowledge like the power that you have in changing your present, but you will also appreciate it for what it is, because everything that happened in the past is what has made you who you are today. And who you are today and the lessons that you're learning today will dictate how you operate in the future and what you will accomplish in the future. So right now is the most important time, okay? Because none of that is not certain. The future is not certain. And so to constantly obsess over that is not healthy. And so to actually like find peace within yourself right now, at least, fall in love with your day. Every day, wake up and live your day to the fullest. I'm not saying go rock climbing and go meet up with your booze in the park, but I'm saying, you know, you wake up in the morning, you know, you brush your teeth, you play your little playlist, you know, you try that new like whipped coffee recipe off of TikTok. Call your best friends, get wine drunk tonight, you know, jot down your feelings, you know, read that book you've been wanting, but like make it beautiful, okay? Appreciate it. The best way to romanticize your life is to appreciate your life, to be grateful for what you have. It can be so easy to sit up in here and be really stressed and mad about the world and what's going on, but if you really take the time to acknowledge the fact that other people are significantly less fortunate than you, that you're in a home, that you have food on the table, that you're surrounded by people that you love during this time, and all these wonderful things that a lot of people, believe it or not, are not privileged enough to have. Well, my point is that understanding this aspect of yourself will help you not only be more grateful for what you have, but it will help you, it'll motivate you. You understand? It'll motivate you to look at things differently. And my point is, in all of this and romanticizing your life and like reframing, you're literally shifting your perspective and making the best out of a difficult time. It's changed, it's different, but it's not the worst, you know? It's not the worst. And I think that's a really good way of kind of coping with this, is finding beauty in every little thing and acknowledging all of your little accomplishments and being appreciative of what you have and grateful for every single thing and every single person in your life. Practicing those daily manifestations, setting a routine that prioritizes your mental and physical well-being. You know, these are all things and practices that we need to implement while we can, because when things go back to normal, whatever the new normal will be, we don't know if like these things that we're doing now are guaranteed. So live in this moment, find the beauty in it, and I promise you, like, your anxiety, like, it'll always still kind of be there, but you will find that you have so many more peaceful moments. This video is 30 minutes long, so I'm gonna have a lot of editing to do, but I hope you guys like this, and if you followed me, thanks. If you like this video, thanks. Feel free to comment and check out my YouTube. Well, I haven't posted anything in a minute, but check it out, I guess. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next week. So yeah, okay, I hope this helped. Bye.